Welcome back, everybody. It's Robert Ridpath from Health Synergy, and in this video, in this training session, I want to share with you some ideas on how you can get back into control of your life so you feel like you're in the driver's seat. And part of this is using your personal power to choose and shape your world your way. So I have a question for you. What are you doing now to control your life? What things have you tried? What things worked and what things didn't? Today I'd like to share with you some ideas that are kind of tried and true, and they're really fundamental, but many people miss out. They tell you to try some of these other tactics, but they aren't really getting to the underlying cause or the root cause or the fundamental source of generating your happiness and control of your life. So let's get back into control of your life. And this is going to give you a deeper sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. And it's also going to allow you to lead a more true and authentic life. That sounds really nice, right? So we're going to start by exercising your personal power to choose. And everything you can choose to exert your power and choose, right? So I'd like to cover the different areas that you can choose to show you the possibilities. It's empowering, and it really leads to being energized and excited. And the reason this comes about is recently a friend, he was really down and out, very depressed actually, and one of the things he said to me was, I got no control of my life. And I said, well, what do you mean you got no control? Well, he went through a few things. Yeah, he can't control the weather. He can't control the traffic, the political situation. But I said, you know, there's a lot of things you can control. And when I started thinking about it, I thought, wow, the more that we exert our choosing muscle, it becomes stronger. And when it becomes stronger, we look forward to working out with it. So using your choosing muscle more really is empowering. So there's a guy, his name's Alan Watts, and he said, you're under no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. You're under no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. You can choose a different mindset, a different attitude. So let's expand on this. So you're under no obligation to settle or keep your current lifestyle and situation. It's in your power to change. Regaining control and changing your life is easy once you accept the fact that you can control your life by exercising and using your choosing muscle. This is called intentional living. You like that? I think this is really going to benefit you. So, before we get going, I just want to say a few things. Many people are out there chasing goals and achieving them, but true success comes not just from making and attaining goals. True success comes from creating a whole life structure, a whole life style that supports your true desires, your deepest longings, and your overall health. I think you already know that, but sometimes we need a reminder. And so it's the slow, steady refinement of the people in your life, the things in your life, your circumstances, and your environment that shapes you. It's not who am I, as you know they said in Shakespeare. Rather, it's who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? Describe that person. Become that person. Write the next chapter of your life and live into it. So, let's talk about our choices. And one of the things when I was talking to my friend, I said, you know, when it comes to living life as an adult, you have this global choice, and this comes down to your sacred environment. And they've done studies on this, and certain people resonate, if you will, at your core, really in your belly brain, with certain environments. So, are you a mountains person? Do you really love being in the mountains? Are you a water person? Do you like the ocean and the sea? How about the plains or the prairies? How about that desert? That's pretty special, right? People think there's nothing there, but boy, that's a kind of a happening place if you look right. Or how about the forest? I'm a forest guy. I love being in the woods, in the forest, but I also love the mountains. My daughter, I once suggested to her that my wife and I were thinking about moving when she goes to university, that we're going to move out to the mountains. And she said, no, don't do that. I said, well, why? Don't you like the mountains? No, they take away my big sky. Wow, I had never thought of that. So choose your sacred environment, the environment that really sets the tone for the rest of your life. The next environment you can choose is your home. This is your nurturing and healing environment, right? So how do you want to choose your sanctuary? So in your home, you can choose your paint color, your furniture, your lighting, plants, artwork, what music, your bed, sleeping arrangements, what you eat, when you eat, where you eat. There's so many ways we can choose. And then there's, how about your body? You could be in a different spot. You could be down and out. You could be up in the mansion, but honor your temple and choose to look after it. Nutrition. Every culture on this planet knows you are what you eat. And nutrition and using any sort of nutritional support products are really kind of key. You get to choose. No one forces those things down your hatch, down your mouth. You get to choose, right? So what meals do you want to eat? When do you want to eat? Where do you want to eat? Do you want to have just carbs? Do you want to have just protein? Do you want to have something in between? Do you want to choose those good oils that promote health and reduce inflammation, or those other fats, those trans fats, those modified fats that cause inflammation in your body? How do you want to move? You can choose to do nothing, or you can choose to do everything. You can choose walking. You could choose aerobics. You could choose flexing. You could choose resistance training. Or maybe we can focus just on our breathing. How do you want to breathe? How are you going to choose to breathe? 4 or 5 in, hold, 4 or 5 out, right? Breathing's really key. Every culture on this planet uses some sort of breathing exercise in their healing. Probably something there we can learn from. And what about this idea of clothes? The clothes we're wearing, it really reflects. What kind of day do you have? Put on something a little upbeat, a little lively, right? Think about that. So there's lots of choices. And finally, one of the things we can get to that's really deep is your mindset. You can always choose your mindset. And this shapes your emotional reality. It's your attitude, right? Can you go through life, instead of being negative and bitter and resentful, can you go through life with a curiosity, an awe, and an intrigue, and have enthusiasm and excitement? That's how I feel my days. There's so much goodness out there, so much to explore and discover, so many cool people to meet. Some of the doctors that I deal with, they sometimes tell me, Rob, take a Valium, you're pretty excited. It's like, yeah, there's a lot to be excited about. I'm choosing to be interested in my world and in my environment. And this is really key because there's this whole idea of making your brain an ally versus the enemy. So you have to control what comes into your brain. You know the old saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So there's an idea in the brain, and I love biochemistry and neurology, but to really simplify, there's 2 parts of your brain, the thinker and the prover. And your brain will come up with an idea, and it might say, for a positive thing, I'm a pretty smart guy. And the prover will go about into the environment, it will go into your past memories, and it will find things and say, hey, yeah, Robert wrote that test, he got a good mark on it. Or he was able to figure out that problem. So it's the prover. And in the current situation, it will go about looking for things in my environment that will prove that, hey, I'm a smart guy. But you know what? It works the other way. If you say to yourself, man, I'm a dummy, guess what? Your brain's going to go into your memory bank, into your past, and it's going to find all these things where you screwed up and made mistakes. And it's going to say, see, you are a dummy. Really? I don't think so. And it will go on even further. It will set you up to prove that you're a dummy in this example. And it could be with your weight, it could be with your finances, it could be with your relationships, it could be with anything and everything. So this whole idea of the thinker and the prover. So you have to control what you focus on, because what you focus on expands in your mind. So you want to control what you focus on. And this becomes key because as I've gone through my life, I found this really interesting thing is that when I was a young man, it's about, what can I get? I got to get my job. I got to get my car. I got to get my house. I got to get. It's all about me. And that mindset is a mindset of lack, because it says that there's not enough out there. So I got to get it and prevent the other person from getting it. Not so healthy. Now I've shifted my mindset from what can I get to what can I give. This is a mindset of abundance, and I've chosen to do this. I jump back to the other side sometimes, but most of my time it's all about abundance. How can I give? I've got my car, my house, and I'm doing, pretty good. And now it's about, I've had all these great opportunities in my life. I've spent so many years working with doctors and learned about nutritional biochemistry and exercise physiology and how to look after the body. And now it's about giving back. And the mind is a key component that many people miss out on. And so in your mind, you really want to choose your words carefully, okay? How you talk. You start choosing negative words, that's going to affect how you feel. You start choosing positive words, reflects how you feel. So really important. Another area you get to choose is your social connection, your web, right? Surround yourself with like-minded people. Find great partners to help you move forward. These are mentors, coaches, teachers, instructors, and so on. And start looking for the good in people. You don't have to do any of this. You can stand back and kind of look and say, wow, that guy's a turkey, she's a so-and-so, and whatever. That's finding the bad. And the more you do that, you're going to start finding the bad in yourself. But on the other side, on the positive, choose to find the good in others. Choose your social web of real people, by the way, not Facebook friends, okay? Finally, when it comes to work and your work environment, how do you approach your work? And how do you do your work? Do you put everything into it? Do you find meaning in it? That's key. Do you find and see the contribution it's making? Do you see and can you be creative in it? Is it challenging? Do you have an appreciation? I tell the story. I remember I was getting on a bus in Toronto coming back to the city I live in, and I'm standing there. It was kind of a fall day, gray, a little rainy. I'm with my brother, and I said something about my job, and I was going off on this little tangent of negativity, and he just kind of stood there. And then finally he said, "Shut up." He said, "Do you know how lucky you are? You've got a job. You get paid pretty well. You get a car and these other great things. You're doing really pretty good. You have nothing to complain about. There's lots of people that would want your job, Rob." And it's like, whoa. I had lost it. I had lost that appreciation. So on the hour bus ride home, I just kind of thought about, wow, this older brother, thank God for older brothers and sisters, right? They can give you this wisdom. Really made me think inside and said, yeah, I am pretty lucky. And I choose to feel that way. So, when it comes to your work, how do you want to commute? Do you want to take the train, the bus, a car, a bicycle? And how do you want to dress at work each day? Again, these are all choices. And what kind of people do you want to work with? These are all choices, and choices are empowering. It puts you back into control. But you got to use to work that muscle. If you haven't gone to the gym in a long time or gone to a workout and you do it, that first day it can be a little rough, fun to do, but then you get stiff. So same with this muscle. You want to use it a lot. You're choosing muscle. And the last thing you can kind of choose about your spirituality. Can you start exploring and discovering what makes your soul and your spirit sing and dance? Develop some perspective and some insight. So we can get into a big thing about this religious thing. I just call it spirituality. Explore and discover what makes your soul and your spirit sing and dance. That's it. And choose to do it. And by the way, my friend, when I was talking to him, he said, you know, I got no purpose in life. I said, that's great. Many people don't. But you know what you should do? You should maybe follow your passion. Because if you follow your passion, that will lead you to what your purpose is. And is there also, if you want to find kind of what your purpose is, think about, is there anything you hate? You know, maybe it's murders or AIDS or some other virus or whatever it is, poverty. Is there something you really hate? Is now the time that you stand up and fight for that? Can you build yourself up? Can you build your lifestyle so you attract success and stand behind and fight for that particular cause. So these are some things to think about. Many people chase goals and some even achieve them, but true success comes not just from making and obtaining goals, but from creating a whole lifestyle, a culture that supports your true desires, your deepest longings, and your overall health. It's the slow, steady refinement of the people in your life, the things in your life, your circumstances, and your environment that you choose to surround yourself with. That's what shapes your life. It's not who I am, it's who do you want to become. Describe that person, become that person. Write the next chapter of your life and live into it. What stands between you and your goals is your choosing behavior, the action steps that you do or that you don't do every day. So the question is, what things do I need to stop doing that may be holding me back? And what things do I need to choose to start doing today that will launch me and take me towards my goal? You're never going to change your life until you choose to change the things and the actions that you take every day. These are called your habits. You need to choose more supporting actions that become more supporting habits so you do them on autopilot. This changes everything in your life. This changes the trajectory of your life. Choose the mindset of abundance. Choose happiness. Choose to choose and control your destiny. I'm Robert Ridpath with Health Synergy. I hope this video has served you well. And we have more great videos like this at healthsynergy.ca. And most of them are free. So come over and check out our programs. And until I meet you in person or in one of our training sessions, go out, live well, live with passion, and choose to be happy and to have a wonderful life.